Pod Chef. Pod Chef. You're listening to Pod Chef. When I say pod, y'all say chef. Pod Chef. You listening to Pod Chef. It's a podcast about Top Chef, and that's a broadcast. It's on TV, and you can watch it. They got 21 seasons, that's a lot, kid. But you can skip those. We do recaps about the whole show. Not the food, though, but the other stuff. Yeah. You're now listening to Pod Chef, the only official podcast about the TV show Top Chef, with your hosts, Jamal, Bryan, and Reaves. And I only said their first names because I don't know everyone's last name, and I'm trying to be polite. Now enjoy the show.
What up? Welcome to Pod Chef. This is the official Top Chef podcast, and I am your host, and I'm here every week, Jamal. With me, as always, every week is Reaves. Say what's up.
What's up, babies? I'm here every week.
Every
so
week.
Is Jamal.
The Every Week crew.
And wait a second. Let me check in and see if
Is your spotty attendance guy here?
If my co-host is here. Bye-bye.
So I know that we're doing a bit thing with we're always here and Brian's never here is kind of like the bit now, and I get that it's funny, but also it's like starting to bother me now because I am here more consistently than the two of you.
Is this a new thing?
Jamal missed our 4-year anniversary last week. Did you? I mean, you said you had big plans. You said you had something big going on, but you couldn't tell us what it was.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was getting a rhinoplasty.
You are under the knife constantly.
Yeah.
I was getting my nose done.
What'd you get done to it? It looks kind of the same.
It looks. I mean, I wanted to say it looks beautiful.
Thank you.
And also the same if that's what you wanted. Was this aesthetic based surgery or was this, medical issue?
Aesthetically based, and yes, before you ask, you should see the Rhino.
Okay, yeah, good. Because I was going to ask, should I see the Rhino?
You should see the Rhino, because
Show me the Rhino.
the Rhino I got this nose from, you'd find it. He's got no nose.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
So this is why you missed our 4-year anniversary episode.
Yeah, I poached the rhino's nose. I left the horn. Don't need that. Just the two nostrils.
Took the nostrils from it.
Took the nostrils.
Where'd you do this?
Quick stop to Junkanoo, Africa.
I don't think that's what it's called.
Pretty sure that's what it's called.
It just happens to be the name of the parade the episode we watched.
I went to Junkanoo and I saw a bunch of people dancing and stuff, and then I looked over and I saw a little rhinoceros baby, right size for my nose, because I have a little tiny petite nose, and I said, "Look how much air that rhino's getting. I wish I could be that." And I said, "Well, I'm at Junkanoo." The king of Junkanoo told me, "Don't think about your dreams, make them happen." So I walked over. He said, "Hi, Rhino. Nice to meet you. Can I show you my can I show you my business?" He said, "Show you my business? What's your business?" I said, "Mind your own." And then I took his nose. And then brought it back to the States on ice, obviously. Found a doctor who I will not say practices what you consider conventional medicine. And
RFK Jr.
Yep. And they put the nose on, and now I'm breathing. Well, this is the trouble people have to go through to stop sleep apnea, by the way.
Yeah, I just got a sleep apnea. I got a CPAP machine. That's what I did.
I have a question about that for you. They following up on how you're doing with it? How often you're using it? They call you up and be like, "I saw you didn't use that last night."
I got a bill maybe a year ago for like $2,000. And I'm like, what the hell is this? And they were like, "You're not using it enough." And I was like, "Excuse me." This is also when I had surgery on my nose. And speaking of, I did have nose surgery, and it wasn't a rhino's nose. And
I had one too.
It was my forehead. And
forehead plasty.
Yeah. And I was like, I couldn't use it for 3 months because I had surgery. And they're like, "Oh, well, make sure you use it. Got to use it 7 hours a night, or we're going to take it from you, or we're going to charge you for it." And I was like, fuck off.
So I didn't know that they could track how much you use it.
It's so you can have it saved to like an SD drive, or you can
Wow.
have it on Bluetooth. So when you go to the doctor, they can just get it. So mine's like on, so it's on my phone. They track it.
Wow.
It tracks your
borrowing-
dreams too. I think they know what you dream about.
Mm.
They call you about
Yeah.
that stuff. They're like, that's just fucked up.
It used to be, just completely you could buy it and it was a service for people so they could sleep better. And then it got privatized.
Mhm.
And I mean, our friend Tom got involved in the business dealings of it. And he, in board meetings, kept saying he was convinced people weren't using it. It's like we can't keep shelling this out if people aren't going to use it. So he has it bugged. Like Bryan said, it can also get into your dreams.
Yeah,
So he can incept you.
it's trying to incept me for sure.
Are you guys being polite about my rhinoplasty by not commenting on it?
What do you mean by that?
I told you the whole story about how I got my rhinoplasty done, and no one said anything like it looks good, it fits
Reaves did.
you.
Reaves said it looks nice.
That did.
I said it looks the same, and that was me being nice. It looks very different
Okay.
in a bad way.
You also are at the opposite end of a room, and so it's very hard to see.
Yeah, it's hard to see me.
Mhm.
They didn't match the color very well either. It is very gray.
Well, Bryan, much like the Band-Aid market, they're actually not out there
Mm,
having Band-Aids that represent us.
yeah, the
Mhm.
skin color
Okay.
Band-Aid, isn't
Yeah.
it?
So when I get a cut or a nick, I gotta go buy a European leaning Band-Aid. Okay.
Hmm.
And same with this nose. I'm sorry I couldn't find a more culturally representative Rhino.
Seems like you
All-
took the first one you found. Honestly, you didn't look. Seems like you were like, "There's a Rhino," and went for it.
I hate the fact that this is technically was a white Rhino.
And
That's
they're
what it's
endangered.
Very very
Unprotected.
endangered. I'm wondering if the process of you taking this nose
Yeah.
could be two things. One, get a big musket. The end flares out like flare jeans,
Mhm.
blows it away. Or two, you take your two fingers and you touch its nose, and then when you pull it back, you got your thumb through your fingers, and you
Okay,
got
that's
your nose.
exactly what I did.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm. That's the
And
best.
then
That's
the
the safest way to
rhino
take a
started
nose.
screaming and running all around.
Yeah, that's
and
the safest way to
its
take a
mom
nose.
got super angry, but I had to run because I had its nose at the point. I had to put it on ice.
Yeah.
So
Stick your hand in an ice bucket, plane
Yeah.
ride the entire way back
Yeah.
in an ice bucket in the other seat. Is the
Mhm.
seat taken? Yes.
Yeah, it is taken.
I paid for it. Did you? No.
No,
But it's taken.
taken. I was like, well, I'm actually allowed to pick my seat because this is Southwest, and I said, well, pick a different one.
And they did. It was the pilot seat, and it was
Yeah.
a very bad ride. I hear.
Yeah,
Mhm.
They don't tell you what they don't tell you is you can't pick the pilot seat.
yeah.
Yeah.
Not a lot of people do it because it is very dangerous. But if you want to do it, you can do it.
I
yeah,
often,
if you're feeling up for it, and you're like,
Yeah.
I think I'm going to fly this plane today.
As long as you get on there first, it's yours.
Yeah.
I often try and get on the last, actually, Brian, the last boarding group, and then I'm like, okay, no one's gonna expect this. But sometimes by the time I get on there, the door's locked. That pilot's door's locked. It's like I try it, and I'm like, hey, do you guys have the key for this? They're like, what are you doing?
And you're
Yeah.
pounding on it, and you're
I'm pounding on it, and then they escort me off.
yeah.
And I'm like, well, this is how you guys treat people in the last boarding group. I don't want to board at all.
Yeah.
Here's a question for you.
Is it nose related?
Yes.
Okay.
Since the operation,
Procedure.
how has food smelled and tasted? Different?
Everything's gamey to me.
Gamey, really?
Yeah,
Gamey.
I had broccoli that was gamey the other day.
That's not good. That sounds like
Yeah.
Something
sounds like
went
you got
wrong.
I had
fucked up.
Brussels sprouts that were gamey the other day.
gamey.
And then
Brussels
I'm-
sprouts?
Yeah, and then I'm eating meats, and I'm like, ugh, I'm not getting anything from this.
Something
Ryan?
sounds off.
Yeah, it sounds like you got something. Maybe you gotta go back to that non-traditional medicine doctor,
Mhm.
RFK Jr.,
Mhm.
and get his opinion. I mean, because I'm sure he was like, "It'll work really well," or whatever. Can we all take a minute to talk about the first time you heard him talk and how you're like, "Is this for real?" It completely threw me off guard. I was just like, "Wait a minute, what? That's the guy? And he gonna be president?"
We don't have to talk about it.
I
So-
wanted to,
Anyways.
though.
It's supposed to heal and look different in a few weeks, so we'll see.
Okay, yeah, it's gotta take. Yeah, again, when I had my nose surgery, it was like purple and blue for a while. I kept being like, "Is this normal?" And he was like, "Yeah, yeah, yeah."
Mhm.
That's good when a doctor just says, yeah, yeah, yeah. Also, I just realized I didn't turn off my TV. Are you getting all that?
We are seeing some flashes. I thought you were maybe watching like Twister or something like that because of like the light color
Singular.
A
changes.
Quiet Place Day 1.
Not as good as the first two. We watched them in succession very quickly. My wife had never seen them.
I disagree with you. I thought it was a pretty good movie.
Really?
I thought it was better than. I thought it was better than the sequel.
Have you rewatched the sequel recently?
Mm-hmm. I watched both before I went and watched this in theaters. I thought this was way better, especially character wise.
You just make anyone not gonna spoil us away. I won't
What?
say it.
The movie's out now. Like it's
This doesn't
out
mean
of
it's not a
theaters.
spoiler.
So people should go see it. I mean, I don't know what to tell you. If you're, I don't do spoiler alerts anymore. I'm spoiling.
I have
Life's
another
too short.
question.
About the nose. Is it about
In
the
a
nose?
way,
Okay.
and I think
Adjacent.
it is connected actually.
Okay.
How you guys spending your money?
Mm,
I of course have recouped mine since the failure of my school. We already know about that.
well, because he's like replacing. He's like hey, we're broke again.
Mm-hmm.
He or she, we don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I hope it's a she, because I keep sending those emails saying, "Look here, lady."
Mm-hmm. What are you doing tomorrow?
You want to go do an improv show?
It's at the Black Cat. There's a pretty big menu. Bryan has seen some pretty cool shows there.
Mm-hmm.
Got a front row seat for you.
I've been in the
JK, I don't know where you'll sit.
Standing, actually, I think you'll be standing.
Well, it's first come, first serve, general seating. I'm spending my money on, and please don't laugh
I'll do my
when
best.
I say this. You know how they have that Instacart where you can pay someone to be a personal shopper?
Mm-hmm.
I thought, why don't I cut
what it
out the
is.
middleman? And I'm paying myself to shop for my
Okay.
stuff.
Okay.
So I go to the store, I buy
Smart.
the stuff, and then whatever the total is that I spent, I then just take it out of the money that we got for this and put it back in my bank account.
Smart.
Then you get home, you open your groceries, and you're like, this fucking asshole.
Didn't ask me if I wanted
Look at
to
these
sub
bananas.
out. You're green.
They're all green. What am I supposed to do with
I-
this?
I do shop like I don't give a shit.
You do be shopping like you don't give a shit.
I buy I pick up an avocado that's clearly spoiled. I'm like, that'll do.
So this makes sense to me because I did, I saw you from a distance in the Whole Foods the other day.
Yep.
And you had, your cart with a bunch of bags in it, 2 carts actually, just kind of
Yeah.
out in the aisle,
Yeah.
kind of horizontal.
Yeah. And
To
I didn't move
everything?
it for anyone.
No. And you were halfway down the aisle away from it. And it was kind
Yeah.
of like, people were asking if they could move the cart and you were not responding.
Yeah. I was being very professional in like trying to get items. I was talking to the people who work there. I was like, hey, yo, where the brown rice at? I was being so professional.
I of course, I've been I got access to the Criterion Collection. When you have enough money, they'll let you do it.
Yes.
You can walk it in there and practically do anything you want.
Of course.
I also learned that if you spend enough money there, they will let you contribute a movie to the collection.
Oh.
You
What
can
do you-
put forward a movie and it will be reviewed by the board or
All
whomever, aliens with giant brains that are outside of their skulls and encased in glass. They go whoa whoa, and they just like talk to each other through ESP. And so I'm trying to figure out which movie I want to bring in front of them. And I've if you've seen some of these Criterion Collection movies, like they're of a caliber that
Mhm.
you can't just give them nothing. I mean,
You can't just give them anything, you mean?
yes, yeah. You can't give them nothing. You can't give them crap.
Yeah.
And I said, well, I got to think about it. And they said, okay. Well, they gave me access to a bunch of celebrities' favorite Criterion movies. They said, take a look at these. Maybe you'll get inspired. So I checked out Aubrey Plaza's 10 favorite Criterion Collection movies.
I love this.
She loves A Woman Under the Influence. She says that Jenna Rollins is one of her heroes.
Okay.
She loves Bicycle Thieves, which she said she watched years ago with Michael Cera. She, of course, loves Tie Me Up, Tie Me Down. which she's drawn to movies about obsession and movies about love. And this one is a dark one with twisted union of both of those things. So
Getting a theme here.
she loves that. And of course 10 is 8.5, which she said that it's an unoriginal choice, but the film never gets old. So these are the movies I have to like think of and consider when I'm like what I'm going to bring ahead, what I can propose to the Criterion Collection. First movie comes in, and it's often say first idea, best idea, is Freddy Got Fingered.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yes, of course.
That's not already in there?
It's not.
I was
Wow.
surprised that right after she mentioned 8.5, it wasn't Freddy Got Fingered.
There's a good chance if she was allowed to have if it was available in the Criterion Collection, there's a good chance that 11 could have been Freddy Got Fingered.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, she would say, like, Daddy wants some sausage, is what the description would say.
Mm-hmm.
She would say, of course, want sausages like Daddy does.
Mm-hmm.
I have a great relationship with my dad at breakfast.
Yes. Yeah. Daddy usually likes some sausage. So I guess I'll bring that up to them at the board. I have to present to them. I have to go in front of the board, and it's just like giant coliseum. They're like 20 feet ahead of me, looking down on me, and I'm, of course, in the sand pit.
Public speaking is the scariest thing on earth.
I took a class in college, so I know what to do.
What was that class called?
Public speaking, I think.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice. You know what you're getting yourself into. Some of these college courses, they're trying to hide it.
Yeah, no, this one was right out in the open. It wasn't one of the ones where you take a class that's called public speaking, and it actually ends up being like
private speaking.
Yeah, feminism 101.
The amount of times you told us that happened to you.
it happened.
Supposedly you were like, I was going to, a U.S. history class.
Yeah.
And then, teacher pulls down board, feminism 201. You're like, how the hell did I
throw my
pull
hands
way
up.
here?
God
Yeah.
damn it. And sometimes I try to sneak it even further. I'll walk in there and it'll be like, geography. And I'll sit down in class, I'll pull up my notebook, and I'm ready to go. I'm learning the person next to me, hey, can I borrow a pencil? I forgot mine. Yeah,
And
sure,
she's
sure.
like, typical.
See, that's hint number one, is that she says, ugh, of course.
Yeah. Of course you're unprepared for life.
Professor walks in, also a woman. Red lights are going off.
Yeah.
Got a little,
Yeah.
it's not there yet. Pulls down the screen. It is geography related.
Okay, good.
But then she starts talking and she's like, the population of women in this. And I'm like, okay, we doing this again?
Yeah.
Do you think they were trying to teach you something?
Yeah. Do you think if you
Me?
stopped and listened, you might have learned something, Brian?
I'm admittedly not a good learner. So I think if I had tried to learn, I still might not have learned. I probably could have passed the test
Yes.
and then forgot it.
You can
Yeah.
cram.
I can, baby, I can cram.
Mm-hmm.
Baby, you give me information I need to know tomorrow, I'll know it tomorrow and then forget it the third day.
I was pretty good at that too.
Took 4 years of like French in college. Couldn't tell you shit, do any of it.
Mm.
So yeah, I'm gonna propose Freddy Got Fingered to the Criterion Collection. I'll let you guys know how it goes.
I can't believe that's not in there already.
Yeah, I mean, like maybe they have something against Tom Green or like Rip Torn, who's also in the movie. Drew Barrymore, of course, is in the movie. Married to him, of course, for a little bit. Real star-studded cast. Shaquille O'Neal's in it, of course.
I can't believe they didn't make it.
I know. It's one of those like, is love even real?
Yeah. Tom Green, Drew Barrymore. I thought, okay, well, this is the model.
Yeah, we should all be so lucky.
Is Turner and Hooch in the collection? And that sounds like a joke, but
We're
I
talking
think
the-
it could be, right?
We're
People
talking
like the
Oh, wait.
original.
Yeah, with the dog.
Mm-hmm.
A young Tom Hanks.
Youngish.
Hooch, get down.
Yeah.
Hooch.
It was a big hit. People know it.
Yeah.
Turner
It is
and
funny.
Hooch.
I thought it
but-
was gross
Criterion
because that dog
Collection.
slobbered everywhere.
It doesn't seem like it, which is another
Wow.
black eye on the collection. Real blemish.
That's okay. Well, that's another one that you could maybe throw out there.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah. Any other, if you guys,
Fast
think you get-
Times at Ridgemont High in there?
I actually think it probably would be.
that
right?
might, yeah.
Yeah.
They give you one official pitch, and then if it doesn't go well, you got one chance to go, wait, hold on. I got one more. While they're pushing you out the door. You can spit
Yeah.
out one more. And if you make it work, if that one works, they'll let you back in.
Yeah.
But so I could try turn and hooch as I'm pushing out the door, as I'm getting dragged out of the door by my collar.
You should.
I keep going there and sending them videos that I made and saying these should be included, like stuff I filmed on my phone at like football games and stuff like that. I had a guy that asked me to go to some games and film some people on sidelines. Send it back to him for later, and I'm like, these are pretty good.
That's why you kept going to the Northeast. Okay.
Yeah, all paid for, all expenses paid for.
You did some drone stuff too for a couple soccer teams in the Olympics too, right?
That's right. Yeah. I had to learn how to do a drone that day.
That was you.
But those are real films, right? And so I'm like, they should be maybe included in some kind of archive.
Yeah.
Feature of some kind. So I'm sending those over, trying to get those logged in there.
I'll put a good word for you. I put enough money in there that I'm kind of, I'm like, I have a chair, officially I have a chair. I'll give it away, but for now I have a chair. But I've sunk all my money in this Criterion Collection business. If it doesn't go well, then it's just my membership into it.
You guys
Darren Moore plays Sandwich Customer in Freddy Got Fingered. Pimply Manager, of course, character we all love. Indian Woman #1, of course, fantastic character in that movie.
This is the chapter in Spotify where we Bryan names characters from Freddy Got Fingered.
Do you guys think Shaq has ever played a movie where he's not himself in it, other than Kazam and other than the other one that he did?
White Man Can't Jump. Blue Chips.
Blue Chips, yes.
Yeah.
The only reason, and it's not because he doesn't have the chops.
Oh yeah.
It's because it's impossible to write a world where Shaq does not exist. So he has to be himself.
Yeah. He's like, if you saw Deadpool, Wolverine, of course, every universe has like one, hero, whatever, and it's Shaq and all of them, and he's like different versions of Shaq, but it's still Shaq.
Yeah.
Guys want to do anything else?
Can we cut all this?
No.
And then
I'm not taking time to do that.
Just start it over and go right into Chefs I Prepared for You?
Absolutely not.
All right.
Let's talk about note here too. You want to talk about that?
It's by the time this comes out though, the Emmys will be a week away, but the Emmys are happening.
They're going to come out tomorrow, hopefully. We'll see.
I thought you guys have to put your episode out, or did that come out last and I didn't hear?
That's tomorrow.
Yeah.
I didn't put that out?
No, because you put a different one out last week. Ours, me and your solo one.
So definitely cut all this stuff.
Guess I got something to record because I did not think I had to do that. Thank you for bringing that up.
Oh my god!
I would have put this one out. We'd have skipped one.
Oh my god! So the Emmys are happening tonight, and Top Chef is nominated for Best Competition Series.
Oh.
And I think if they win, they should burn Survivor. Burn the islands to the ground.
Fiji Islands that they only film at.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think they have a good shot. I don't know what they're up against. Is Traders on there?
Traders is good.
Traders is very good. I feel like Traders will win. That's a good show. Everyone should watch Traders. It's on Peacock. Again, we love Peacock. Peacock's great content, working app.
PP streaming.
Check out Traders in any country. It's got like every freaking country on Peacock. So.
British one is fun. I was highly recommended the British one after watching the US one.
Yes.
There are no celebrities on it, which works out. I think it's better for it.
Just it works very gullible people.
Earnest idiots.
Yes, it's incredibly enjoyable to watch. But this is about Top Chef and it's about food, so we'll talk about that.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on to a segment we called Chefs I Prepared for You. This is a segment we do every week where we talk about what we had for dinner last night and only last night and present it as if we're presenting it to the judges on Top Chef. There will be a winner, but there will not be a vote because have you seen these candidates?
Ugh.
I mean, we don't even have to talk about the news story today.
We could.
It'll be incredibly dated now.
Yeah, it will be. So chefs I procured for you. I went to a place called Cielo Rojo.
Mm-hmm. I've been.
Oh, you have?
Yeah.
Talk to me.
Red Sky at Night.
So
Sailor's Delight.
blue sky in the day. Sail away. All right, so got guacamole and tostadas, guacs and chip, and then your boy went for not one, not two, not three, but 4 tacos.
Wow.
Okay.
Chicken mole taco,
Okay.
chicken tinga taco, al pastor, carne
Taco.
asada. So also when these tacos came by, the one of the servers walked by and said, "Do you want some hot sauce to go with these?" And they brought out 3 different hot sauces.
Dang,
Wow.
dude.
Yeah, and I was like trying all of them. Only one of them had a little nice spice to them. They were better on the chips than the tacos. The tacos kind of washed out the hot sauce, but they're still good.
I'm gonna need you to rank those tacos, brother.
Yeah.
Um,
I'm gonna need you to get in there and tell me 1 to 4 which
here we
ones
go.
were the best.
I'm gonna need to hear either way you want to go. Best to worst, worst to best.
Yeah, let's go. Let's start.
Let's hear it.
Let's start worst to best.
Okay.
Love it. 4.
Yes.
4 is the chicken tinga.
Mm.
And it's not even
Okay.
bad. It was just this one tasted like just spaghetti sauce, kind of.
That sounds bad. Not even bad.
Spaghetti
It tastes-
tacos.
It was spaghetti taco.
It was
I
like
mean,
a
that sounds
spaghetti
good, though.
taco,
That
basically.
sounds
So
pretty
it was
good,
like
yeah.
a taco that just was like if someone could take red sauce and just put it in a taco.
Gravy.
So that was the worst one. But I mean, these were all good, but that's the worst of the good. And
Mm.
then comes El Pastor.
That's hard to hear. I don't eat pork, but I do. When I did, I love an output. You put pineapple on anything, baby.
Yeah.
I'm in there.
Oh, don't get me wrong.
Slide me in there.
The pineapple, it was delicious. Had a nice little fruity citrus
Salty
bite to
sweet.
this. It was
Salty
great.
sweet, baby.
But this chicken mole was very good.
That's 2.
That's number 2. And
So
the
this
first
is,
one,
this mole, what kind of sauce we talking? Like a dark mole,
dark,
like
dark
a black?
mole. Dark mole. It was house made dark mole. Notes of cocoa, notes of
Mhm.
chocolate. It was great. I don't
How
think I've had a
smoky
mole.
was it?
Ooh, how
It
smoky
was
we talking?
actually
The
not
sweet
that
sweetness?
smoky.
It was just a sweet one?
I think it was slightly on the sweeter side, but it was like very good. And I don't think I've ever had a chicken mole sauce on a taco before.
I've just had it on a plate, just
Sopping it up, right?
Yeah, like a-
Injected in my veins, baby.
like an enchilada covered in like
Oh,
mole.
yeah.
Oh baby.
So then the best one to me was the carne asada, and here's why. One, I did not read that it came with this griddled cheese, so it was like this cheese that had just been like put on a frying pan and it crisped up.
Okay.
And then I was like, man, what is this other stuff in here? And then I looked back at the menu. I was like, oh, avocado salsa, check. Pico de gallo, check. So that together, it was just, and then I put the hottest hot sauce on top of this one, and it was fire.
I love it. A
Mhm.
taco is not just the meat or the protein; it's all the other stuff on top
Yeah.
of it.
Mhm.
Now, did you, when you eat your taco, do you bow to the taco and tip your head to eat it?
I get down on one knee.
That's lovely.
Make an
and then
honest taco out of it.
I put
Mhm.
my throat back,
Mm.
almost like I'm taking just this the same way you guys have seen me eat hot dogs, aka glizzies. I tip my throat back to open it up, and then I slide it down in one go.
Yeah. I'm surprised you taste anything that way.
Mm-hmm.
Well, sometimes you don't want to taste it.
But this time you did.
I did.
Yeah.
I was taking bites, and the
Do you have
juices-
margarita with this meal?
Not a margarita. I had a cocktail, and it was called Pastorcito, and
What kind of booze is in that?
tequila blanco,
Mm.
naranja Mexican liquor.
Orange.
You didn't need to do that. Pineapple, basil, cilantro, lime, guajillo
Ooh.
syrup.
That's a lot of herbs in this drink.
Yeah, it's
No,
very
it was-
herby. I like
it-
it though.
It was very urban.
So, are you going to mysteriously review this restaurant? And if you were, would you give it a very high rating or out of, I don't know, 5 stars?
How is the service?
Service was great. Service was amazing. Very attentive. Nothing. We weren't waiting on anything. We were greeted when we walked in. It was
Important.
strange compared to going to Insomnia Cookies. To be acknowledged as a living creature, person, when you walked into a place was shocking to me. And then they actually showed us to our table and like didn't drag their feet. And then when I ordered stuff, they said they didn't say we were out of it. They said, "Yeah, no problem. We'll make that. That's what we do here." So it was great, and I will be reviewing it.
That's great. And I don't want to go down this rabbit hole, but I have also had an experience in insomnia cookies, and we can go through it very quickly.
Bryan.
And the easiest way to do it is through improvisation. And Bryan, I'm going to make you participate in this scene. You are going to be me.
Okay.
Coming into the store, and I will be the person who is working at
that's
Insomnia
good.
Cookies. And this is like, it's like maybe like 4 or 5 p.m. normal time.
Okay. So this is pre-dinner. We haven't had dinner yet.
Yeah.
Okay. And what day of the week is it?
It's a Wednesday.
So Wednesday. Okay.
Normal
All
day.
right.
Normal. Everything's
Wednesday at 4 or 5 o'clock. Insomnia. Where is this Insomnia Cookies? Where is it?
In
located?
Adams Morgan.
Gotcha. Okay. All right. And I'm you.
You are me.
Okay.
And I am the person working there.
Okay. Ding, ling, 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 ling. Oh God, this kid. Oh, he does. He scream. My head is just pounding all the time. Hi. Can I get like a chocolate chip cookie and the biggest glass of milk you got?
I don't know.
You don't know if I can get those things?
I don't know. I don't know. Do we? I don't know.
Look, man, my kid is in the car right now, and I left him in there. And I'm not supposed to have done that, but I gotta get this cookie. The car's on, and tell you what, he can get behind the wheel if he wants to. He's loose in there. So I just need chocolate chip cookies.
You want
Just
chocolate
one.
chip cookies?
Yeah, just one of them because they're big, right?
Yeah, no, we don't. No,
I can see it in the thing in front of me.
no. I could, but like, no. And actually, like, you should go ahead and get out of here.
Can I get something?
What was that?
Can I get anything?
I don't understand.
Why are you pointing a gun at me?
I don't understand. But you should go ahead. You should go ahead and get out of here.
In front of me.
You should just go ahead.
Okay, I'll leave. I'll leave.
Just walk out. Don't turn.
Shit.
Don't turn. Just
I looked
walk
for a second,
out.
and my car's gone. He took it. The kid. I told you to get behind the wheel if you wanted to. I got no place to go now. Can I use your phone?
Actually, you take this gun.
Okay, thank you.
No, don't point it at me.
Okay, what should I do with it?
Point at you.
At me?
Yeah, I want this to be clean.
Oh God. Why is that? Sorry, because I actually, filed off my fingertips a couple years ago.
Keep walking out.
For the exact reason.
Keep walking out.
Someday. I got no place to go though. The car is gone. I'm in Adams Morgan. It's 4 o'clock on a Wednesday. Walk out here with a gun. I'll be in jail before I can say, "Hey, this man's got a gun."
And see. And so that's how it went for me.
Okay.
So, and you can imagine if that was your experience.
Yeah.
That's why I would not want to go back.
Yeah.
And then and you skipped the part where after all that you paid $45 for cookies.
Oh yeah. Still had to pay them.
It's a crappy job.
Chefs.
Gotta be nice.
Shut up, Bryan. stop being nice.
You don't. You really don't. People. But it truly was the weirdest experience of my life.
Yeah.
Walked in, person just stared at me. I was like, "Hello," and they were like, "Hi," and they just stared at me. And I was like, "Can I get a cookie?" And they were like, "I don't know." I was like, "What?" They just kind of left because I was like, that was bizarre. I don't know what just happened. Anyway, chefs, I prepared for you skillet chicken with mushrooms and caramelized onions. Baby.
Skillet chicken.
Yeah, so this is skinless, boneless chicken thighs.
Okay.
You make a little marinade for this. A lot of it's vinegar based, so it's like a red wine vinegar with like oil, and there's a little bit of Dijon mustard and honey. It's all this good stuff, and like red pepper flakes. So you marinate in that, and then you caramelize the onions and the mushrooms. You just kind of like cook them down for a very long time. Then you add the chicken. And then you add a little bit of sauce at the end. It's great. It was very good. Good punch.
You're adding the chicken after everything else already cooked through.
Yes. So like you're getting to the point of the onions are starting to brown and turn over, and then you kind of make space for the chicken. And then as the chicken cooks through, which takes like 10, 15 minutes or so.
A little while, I think,
Yeah. the onions and the mushrooms become completely caramelized.
Oh, that's pretty good. And boneless skin, you just eat the whole thing. You just
Yeah,
take it all over the head.
I
To
just
the
take the
house.
whole
Yeah.
blow to the head.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That sounds good.
eat right out of it.
That sounds quite good.
It was good.
No like carb with it, no rice or anything on the side, piece of bread.
No, that's for fucking fools. It did suggest to have pasta or bread with it.
Okay.
You're right. I didn't do that.
Okay.
It also had an option of doing a fourth a cup of Parm cheese.
It's not very much. What's that gonna do?
Seems like a lot. A fourth a cup of Parmesan cheese?
That's a little bit.
I mean, that's how much I put in pasta, I guess, when I make pasta. But it didn't feel right to me. I didn't feel.
Didn't seem like it
feel
needed
good.
cheese.
Yeah,
Didn't seem like
no.
it needed cheese.
It had enough flavor. I made the decision. I was like, if it needs it, if I taste it and it's not flavorful enough,
Later.
but it had flavor, baby, so
Yeah.
I didn't need it.
Tell me when. Parmesan on top. When was you done? I was like,
Yeah,
that sounds pretty good.
that's what I did.
Chefs, last night I procured for you
Mm-hmm.
General Tso's tofu with white rice, and I did this because I was at a 6.5 hour tabletop gaming session that I was not aware would go that long. And at some point we ordered dinner and we ordered Chinese food, and that's what happened. It was my first time
hour.
I met these people on the internet, Discord. And they were like, we need someone to come play with us. We lost a person. Can you come play with us? And I was like, cool. Yeah, I'd love to do that. They meet once a month. Showed up there 2:00. Was there till 8:30 easy.
Wow.
And I thought, at first I was like, we'll go to 6. I was like, anything past 4 hours is crazy. And then we ended at 8:30, and they were like, because the host was like, I got another game I go to at 9. We usually go later. And my brain is going, I'm sorry, what?
They went to a different game.
They did an online. These people play so much Dungeons and Dragons. It was crazy. I was like, so like, yeah, I've played a little bit, and I played now. And they were like, I'm in 8 games right now, and I'm like, oh, okay.
Oh wow, this is their fantasy football.
Yes, yeah. This is fantasy. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the most haunting thing you've ever said to me. I'm so glad you're still alive. So, one, was your wife terrified? Were you texting her, please come get me, I'm scared? And 2, like, at what hour were you like, how do I get out of this? Or were you being too polite?
I being, it wasn't terrible. It was like it was long. I had fun. It was long. I was 45 minutes
He
from
said
home.
it was long twice.
Because it was long. 6.5 hours. I've never done anything for 6.5 hours my entire life. That's as long as I've ever done anything. And it was his house. His gaming room was like full of board games I never heard of. This is true gaming. This is game guy.
Yeah,
this guy does games.
Board tabletop game dude.
And also a board, like everything. He had like he had like figurines of dragons and shit like that, like fully like doing the damn thing.
Holy shit.
And he also like had snacks delivered. Like there was like chips and salsa and like sodas, shit like that. And it was like, okay. It was like they're all very nice and it was kind of fun.
Kind of fun? You were there for 6 hours. I mean, kind of fun. Don't play it down. You had fun.
I had fun, but it's kind of at some point it's long. So I kind
long.
of had fun, but at some point it's kind of like, okay, I could stop doing this now. I could go home.
I feel like if you truly wanted to leave, you would have left at 4. If it was really, or 6, if it was bogging you down. I think you wanted that extra 2 hours.
I think in no situation would I be like, I'm gonna go. Like even if I was like, even if my brain was like, you have to get out of here, I could not bring myself to be like, I'm just gonna go. Like I can't do that. I am too polite. I need people to like me. I could not do it. You'd be like, oh, I thought we were ending at 8 or 6. I actually got something to do. I can't do it.
Yeah, that stress, just hearing that story is extremely stressful to me. I mean, you were in a hostage situation, basically. And I'm happy you made it out alive. Now, these people that you met on the internet,
Yeah.
no further questions on that part. Will you meet them again and do this again?
I'm gonna go back next month. Yeah.
Now, Brian.
Yes.
You have to give people boundaries, okay?
Uh-huh.
So set ahead of time, make up some lie of why you have to leave at a reasonable amount of time so you can get out of there.
But I feel like if it's once a month, you can do it for. I guess it's going to be longer, 6.5 hours next time.
It might be longer.
Early. They said they ended early because they had another game to go to. So I don't know.
Jeez. Scary. Well, it's on the podcast now, so if something happens to Bryan,
You know where I am.
We got a paper trail.
You can go on my Discord and see where I've been.
Food was good?
No.
Oh, there we go.
All right.
Should we even pick? It's 40 minutes in. Should we just do the episode now?
I'm going to pick Reaves.
Okay, and I'm going to pick Jamal.
Okay, and I'm going to pick Reaves. That
Thank
sounded
you.
really good.
Thank you.
I love the 4 tacos. I love that you
too.
did the order, but I love that caramelized onions and mushroom and chicken thing. That sounds great to me. It sounds like a meal
Mm-hmm.
that one might say.
It's fit for a king. We'll be right back after this.
Pawn Shop.
All right, we're back. Top Chef Season 8, Episode 13, Fit for a King. Which, before we get into this, I just want to say, I found this episode to be very mocking, very disrespectful of a people, of an area, of something that, a culture that they take it very seriously. And I didn't like the tongue-in-cheek of it all, especially since they eat tongue-in-cheek there. I didn't like how they kind of laughed every time they said, "This is the king of Junkanoo." He actually is the king of Junkanoo. So be respectful. And I've been to where they stayed in the Bahamas at the Atlantis, and also that street where all the restaurants were, and I've seen them practice Junkanoo. So I just want to put that disclaimer out there right now. I was super offended, but I pushed through for the sake of the podcast. Reaves, take us through the review.
Well, I appreciate your bravery and your strength.
Thank you.
Again, this is Top Chef, Season 8, Episode 13, Fit for a King. This is overall Top Chef, Episode 117.
Wow.
Which means we have reviewed more than 117 episodes.
Yikes.
Now I know why Bryan doesn't want to put the number up there. It's depressing.
We've done
Original
more
air
than
date.
that, too, because we've...
Yeah, I think we have done more than that.
We have.
Original air date is March 9th, 2011, and then 2.44 million people viewed it. Those were the days.
Doing numbers.
I know.
Those are our numbers.
Demo King. So we open on scenes in the beautiful Bahamas, as Jamal alluded to. Beautiful backdrop. Just the ocean. It's all nice. A beautiful setting for what will be the greatest success for one chef and a crushing failure for 4 other people. So we get the typical montage of everyone reflecting on their journey and kind of hinting at what their story is here. Blaze arrives. It's Antonio and then Blaze, and Blaze arrives, and he's like, "Oh shucks, I guess I'm in another island, another final. This is the last time I was in an island. I basically shot myself in the face."
He's in a real bad way this episode. He didn't go away and get mentally healthy while he was gone.
No,
Like Mike did.
Worse.
he
Yeah,
is,
Mike's in a great headspace.
Mike is very confident. He's ready to win. Blaze is on a knife's edge,
Yes,
ready to
100%.
jump. He hasn't been shaving for, I guess, a week and a half, maybe, based on what he looks like. That's going to get itchy.
Wife is crossing her legs to keep the baby in there while he's gone in the Bahamas.
That is right. He said that his priority is Top Chef over the birth of his daughter.
Whose name is... It's like something toast. It's like some insane name, and I think
Tostitos. I think is what it was.
Antonia's like, like it's like something crazy.
Yeah, it was like I
think
don't
it's
know.
Tostitas and salsa.
Yeah, Tostitos and salsa. Yeah, I think that was it. Yeah, Carla shows up and dunks on Blaze and his beard because Blaze is like, "Oh, it's a Stanley Cup thing. I'm going to keep growing it until I win." And she's like, "Oh wow, you're going to go home with a really big beard."
Burnt his ass.
Your fucking ass isn't winning.
He
this
doesn't
shit.
acknowledge it.
Destroy-
He
yeah.
doesn't acknowledge it because he'll kill himself if he does.
Well, he doesn't acknowledge it because I think his comeback was like, "Oh, I can't say that on TV."
He said it, but they put the music over it.
So the chefs head over to Fort Charlotte, and who is there but the season winners from their past who defeated them in their seasons. We got who do we got here? We got Vault. We got Girl and the Goat.
Mm.
We got Hosea.
Mm.
We got Kevin.
Heavy hitters.
Yeah. That's the 4 heaviest hitters that you could have. So the quickfire here, which just to preface this, really means nothing.
Yeah.
There's no I mean, I guess stakes in the moment for them in that they win money, but for us and for the show, no stakes.
No
Yeah.
stakes.
But kind of nice to see. We get to see some friends again. So the remaining chefs compete in a culinary duel against their top chef winner from their season. Each chef is given a mystery ingredient selected by Tom, and
Pretty
they
normal
use that.
ingredients.
Yeah, all normal. So it was veal, lamb, duck, pork. Only kind of interesting thing here is because season 4 has 2 people in it. We both have Antonia and Richard. Stephanie had to go up against 2 people.
Unfair.
Yeah, unfair.
It seemed like she if she had beaten Antonia, would she have not gotten money unless she also beat Richard? Or would she have gotten $20,000?
It's 20,000. Yeah, the note here is Stephanie going up against 2 competitors from her season was eligible to win up to
Okay,
$20,000.
so she got $20K. Okay, but she only got to make one bad meal.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Well, fast forward to that, she shit the bed along with Antonia. Tom was disgusted.
They hated it. Oh, also the Ripper is there. Eric Repairs here. Ripper's here.
Yeah, creepy.
They're mean. They hate this shit.
Yeah. They hate the veal. They like Blaze's. So Blaze obviously wins there, but they hate Antonia's and Stephanie's dish.
Antonia gets $10K for just being not as bad as the girl on the goat, which is wild.
Do we want to talk about Michael Voltaggio's hair situation here?
He's doing an emo kind of thing.
Yeah.
Different than his usual look.
With no product in his hair.
Yeah.
No, just the whole.
Blaze got no product either.
Yeah.
Blaze comes to this episode with no product
I
either.
didn't like either of this as a look for both of them. I think they saw this later on TV and said never again.
Yeah, I think so.
They both look unbathed.
Yeah, they both look tired.
Yeah, very tired, which is weird because I don't think there's a time difference if you go to the Bahamas. I guess it depends on where you're coming from. But
Coming from where's Blaze live?
He's Chicago,
LA?
right?
Florida
Chicago?
Keys. Florida Keys.
Yes, the Florida Keys.
Real short flight.
He swam over there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. It's an interesting stylistic turn for Michael Voltaggio from emo to hip hop. Is that what he is now?
Yeah, I think so. Kind of
It's
like that.
Bryan's version of hip hop when Bryan had earrings.
It's sort of like that Good Charlotte hip hop where it's
Yeah.
tattooed and
Yeah.
into rock, but also got a hip hop vibe to it.
Yeah, and has a black girlfriend.
100% he does. No chance he doesn't. We also get Hosea saying that he wants to show that he is a good winner, that he deserved to win.
He's like, which, really showing that you were not a deserving winner by being like, I got a lot of haters. And this moment is the one that means the most to me. Not when I won the show and a bunch of people think I shouldn't have won because I suck.
He only wins because Carla shits the bed too.
Yeah.
So he wins by default. He also, I think his meal's bad too, they say.
And who really wins here between, Hosea and Carla Hall, the more recognizable star?
Yeah. Who's doing better in 2024?
And Tiffany beats Kevin's ass. Embarrassing for her. So flash forward again, nothing comes of this. They just win money. So it's not like there's any kind of advantage, nothing like that. We fast forward to the elimination challenge here, where the chefs have to create meals for, as they say, royalty of the Bahamas with limited cooking equipment. They find out later. So things get a little crazy this episode.
Yeah.
We get a lot of scenic changes. I have to ask you, what was the initial plan for this episode in terms of going from one restaurant to another restaurant? Were they going to go back again? I couldn't figure out, and maybe
why didn't they just do the final dinner at the restaurant they were prepping for after it caught on fire?
Well, why did they? Yeah. Well, why did they start? They started at a different restaurant,
Yes.
and then they went to the crappy one.
Yes.
Were they going to finish there and serve there, and that was going to be it?
Yeah, that's what they ended up doing, right?
Here's the thing, Ed. Because I know where they were. I've been to where they were,
Yes.
and on that street, it's like a loop of It's like a what is it? Like a rectangle of restaurants of like
Okay,
places to eat.
I'm gonna need you to clarify if it's a loop or a rectangle. You got to
It's
tell
all
me.
right.
Yeah,
It's a
I just
rectangle.
can't picture it.
It's a rectangle.
Okay.
Okay,
Thank you.
all right, thank you. My brain was
All right.
whoa, like,
And, but it's an open rectangle at one end, so it's like a horseshoe.
Oh.
okay, all right. Well,
So
I'm lost again.
I think
I can't get a horseshoes round at the bottom.
I think when I was there, I realized as I was walking through, these restaurants are all connected. I think multiple people own this, like multiple restaurants, and they just call
Like
them
one-
something,
Yeah.
something else. And so, like one restaurant might be good for filming in like their sitting area, and then one might be like, oh, this would be good to put them in this kitchen.
Is
Whereas
this super touristy? Like, is this,
Oh,
this
yeah.
is
Oh,
where
yeah.
tourists go to eat?
Oh yeah,
Okay.
oh yeah,
Okay.
oh yeah, oh yeah. Because this is what they tell you when you get there. It's like, oh, you want some good reads, you got to go to here, and it's just to get you over here to try and like sell you stuff and
Yeah.
get food
Yeah.
and give them business. So I think that's what was happening. Was they talked to whoever they talked to and was like, this would be better for filming, like them eating, but then this would be better for like putting them in the back for the restaurant.
It was a real not nice place to eat, though. Like, if that was the plan, was to be in this like place with booths.
I'm gonna
this,
be
like,
honest with you.
Very modest dining room.
I'm gonna be honest with you. None of them are killer. So just letting you know.
Is this where the Jonkano
Oh, yeah.
parade is?
Oh,
Is
yeah.
that why they wanted to do that? That's you
yeah.
know.
Okay.
But they still
I
got
saw-
prepped in that same kitchen.
I saw the rehearsal for Drunk Canoe when I was there.
They fucking up real bad because it was a rehearsal?
No,
You're
the
like,
music
man,
was still good.
better get that shit together. Coming up.
That was the best part. One of the best parts of the episode is they are taken by police escort
Yeah.
to
Isabella,
another location.
Great joke. Great
And-
joke, Isabella.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And then
Says, the only time I ever had police escorts, I'm going to prison.
you get
Okay.
police escort.
Ha ha, funny. It happened later, I guess.
Yeah. Art imitates life.
Yeah.
Never really gets out of that cycle for him. Yeah, but they get pulled from the car, which is kind of. I mean, that would. Put
Well,
me
that's
into a
what
panic.
happens. That's what happens.
They do that,
remember-
really?
I remember when we drove down there, we got down to that area, and there was people just opening doors, taking us out.
That's kind
Tourists,
of fun.
get out of here. go buy something.
It's one of those places where like everyone's like, "Hey, come here and buy this. Come here." You
Yes,
could, like,
yes.
fucking
And
hate
like,
that so
and then
much.
like walking
Can't say no to
past,
people.
walking past all the taxis. They're like, "You need a taxi? You need a taxi?" It's like, I just told him I don't need a taxi. I don't
Yeah.
need a taxi at all right now. I'm walking.
I
I'm
hate
here
that.
now.
I hate that so much.
And then as you're leaving, like, taxi, taxi, taxi. I was like, "Do you have a taxi?" And then like they're like, "Yeah, come with me." And then like they have a bike. This is not
They
a
take you
taxi.
some alley and then they
Yeah.
murder you.
Yeah. So no, I that's literally what it is. And then it is every restaurant you walk by, they're like, "Come in and eat, come in and eat." It's like, all right.
Pre going to this parade, they do some prep work in the Cove at the Atlantis. Carla and
Which
Antonia.
been there as well.
Jamal's been there. Carla and Antonia have a very nice heart to heart. They kind of crying out. And then
Mhm.
Mike Isabella talks about his competition.
Carla, Tiffany, and Antonio played it safe just to get here. And I think they're playing it safe right now, and it kind of makes me a little upset. For them, it's an honor to be here. For me, it's not an honor to be here. For me, it's an honor to win, and I'm going to fight till I get there.
Okay. So you guys help me figure this out.
Yeah.
Mhm.
The people he named, and I'm trying to find a connection between the three of them. And I
Mhm.
can't, I'm just racking my brain. I can't
Well,
figure it out.
let's think of the five people that are there.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
You got Blaze.
You got
Yes.
Blaze.
Blaze. You got
You
Mike.
got Mike.
You got
Yeah.
Mike.
That's a given.
Okay.
Then you got Tiffany.
Sure.
Then you have Antonia
Yes.
Mhm.
and Carla.
And Carla.
Am I
Okay.
missing anyone?
Nope.
That's everyone.
That's the five.
Okay.
That's the five.
So could have literally attacked Blaze all the time. Could have attacked Blaze here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't go after Blaze.
Gave him a pass.
Gave him a pat. The one time he gives Blaze a pass and then
Yeah.
goes after Antonia,
Hmm.
which is strange. Never heard him talk about her food ever before.
Both
this.
of their names end in A's.
Both of them end in A's.
Mm,
Could be that.
So does Tiffany.
That's true. I didn't think about that. Yeah. So it can't be that because Tiffany has also got an A.
Yeah,
at the end.
Tiffany.
Mhm.
And Carla also ends in an A.
Well, yeah, that's
Yeah. And then Mike
That's why I said
Isabella. Isabella ends in an A.
that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, Isabella doesn't have an A too,
Isabella.
so they'd be telling ourselves
Okay.
it's not that. That
Wouldn't
was
tell
not the A
himself.
thing.
Yeah, yeah.
He told us, what a good competitor he is. So I don't know. Maybe we
I don't know
can't
what it
figure
is.
it out.
Yeah.
But
but
for whatever reason, he identified Antonio.
It's not that they're
Tiffany-
women though, right? It's not that.
It
There's
couldn't
no
be-
reason. There's no way it's that, right?
based on everything we know about him now,
Yeah.
and also during this season, this previous season, couldn't be that.
Yeah, I'm sorry I even said that. I'm sorry I even brought it up. There's no way it's because they're women.
it's
I'm
got
sorry
to be
about
a
that.
valid criticism about their cooking skill.
Yeah, I think it's just
Yeah.
maybe just just valid for who they are.
Yeah. Not being competitive enough, not wanting
Yes.
it, just being glad to be
Yeah,
there.
yeah, they don't want it enough.
Yeah, I can't stand people who are just glad to be in the finals, the NBA finals. Oh, I'm just happy to be here. Shut up.
Man, or shut up.
Yeah, win or go home. Don't be happy to be here. Go be on Top Chef.
Be like Blaze and want to kill yourself at all times unless you win.
Yeah, and tell the judges, be honest with you, I hate everything I do here.
Dude was he was getting deep with it this episode. He's like, that's bigger than cooking. That's everything that I do. All right, man, that's for therapist shit. That's like
He was in a real dark space.
totally
Hey,
is.
They say kids change you.
Thank God he
Not
got out of
doing
it.
well.
They go to a different restaurant. We talked about this, and an incident happens.
Well, first they are gooped. First they are lied to. They told that Jamal alluded to this. They are lied to. They're gonna say they're gonna meet Bahama royalty,
Mhm.
and they're like, it's gonna be king and queen, and it's the king of this parade.
Yeah. Also,
Yes.
I just want to say, even if you were meeting say there was a king and queen of the Bahamas, what were you expecting to show up?
To show off.
To show up.
Oh, yeah.
Like Antonia, some of them make it seem like they're like hoping it was gonna be like Canadian royalty or something. Like, who would you think was coming to the Caribbean to be the king and queen of something?
So they do, and Antonia for sure put some thought in her food that's going to be upscaled. It's going to be
Yeah.
nice food for royalty. She
Yes.
says,
Which
changes.
which also is an insult when she finds out it's this guy, and she's like, "Oh, well, I can just serve this motherfucker slop."
She says, I'll give them shrimp and grits,
Yeah.
which is a very black meal.
Yeah. So
I've decided to change
Yeah.
my mind after I viewed my guests.
I'm starting to side with Mike Isabella.
They go to this restaurant, and there's a fryer, and it's already smoking. And Antonia immediately identifies it and is like, this thing is about to catch fire. It's going to
Mhm.
smoke. It's going to catch fire. And then Blaze is like, get out of the way. I can solve
Yeah.
it. And then he goes, I can't solve it.
And
I
he just
can't
puts his
fix it.
food in his fryer.
Yeah. And then it
Carla's
does
like,
catch
let me
fire.
mess with the thing down there. And she's down there and it
Yeah.
catches on fire.
Yeah.
And then they put the pan, the sheet pan on top when the fire happens.
Mm.
And
And
I'm
they're all
like,
kind of hanging out in there.
and I was like, well, that's stupid. You got to like suffocate the fire. You're letting air get instead.
Well, they were trying. They didn't have like a full seal. They could have put the food on top of that pan, cooked it right there.
Yeah. It should have cooked their food.
Yeah. Open
Instead,
fire.
like Isabella says, they're all more concerned with their food than they are their safety, which
Yeah.
is not as cute as he thinks it is.
I don't know
Yeah.
why they're so concerned with their food when they weren't looking. I threw all their food on the ground. I don't know why they cared so much about it. The fire department shows up. They have to leave. They're in the restaurant now. Or they're
Did we
they're
get a
out.
shot of the fire department people, or
I don't
just the
think we
truck?
do.
Just the truck.
We see the truck. We don't see
Okay.
them come in. We don't. They wouldn't let any cameras in there.
They
No.
must have
But-
closed down those streets, by the way, because it is not easy, the traffic to get in and out of there. So, they
Well,
must
yeah,
have
it's a
had that
rectangle
open.
curve. It's like to navigate. It's impossible.
I've
what do I
never
do?
seen that place so non-busy.
Hard left or ease into this left.
Uh-huh.
One person is allowed in there,
Tommy C.
and it is Tommy C.
Yeah.
And we should hear from him.
It appears that thermostat may have been off for faulty or something. Possibly something was too wet when it went in there. Whatever happened, like the fire caught fire. The fire protection system was pulled, put out the fire. It did the job, but it also completely contaminated all the food that was there. Yeah, you can't cook in here.
Thank you, Fire Chief Idiot Tom.
He's-
This is shot like he is at a press conference after a
Yes.
fire, and they
Yeah.
are asking him questions,
Yeah.
and he is like, "Yeah, it looks like a fire happened. The food looks real yucky, so you can't cook in here anymore. I guess you shouldn't eat the food because it looks yucky."
he's actively upset with how this came out, because he did go back there, and it was almost one of those like mentalist scenarios for him. He's back there and he was just like, oh, I gotta think. Oh, and he sees one thing. He's like, fire. There was a fire here. The fire thing came off, and it went down around here, and you can see the splatter here. So if he was standing here with a gun like this, and he shoot, and the splatter like that on the back wall. Yeah, guys. I figured it out. There was a fire back there.
A bunch of firemen that have just like there's an active like smoke and stuff like that. Like, yeah, we know there's a fire.
I love that. Was it Mike Isabella who said, "So can we cook?"
Yeah.
We go back there. He's like, no, there's chemicals everywhere. It's gross. The food.
Chemicals.
I tried to eat the food. It was yucky. I was so hungry.
I hope it better be the chemicals. Better be chemicals. It tastes bad.
Yeah, it made my stomach hurt. So they have to go back to the previous restaurant, the Cove, do some more food, and then
he says, "We'll try to get the stuff you had as best to our abilities. We might not get everything that you had. We'll do our best. It's late.
We're gonna do our best, but I'm really tired." So this raises a question. So they go back to the Cove. They eventually come back to this restaurant to finish up. What time is this? Like, how much time?
It's got to be late as shit.
2 a.m.
Yeah, it's got to be super late.
The Jonkano King has been drunk since 11 a.m. this morning.
Yeah.
He's struggling.
Every time they ask him a question, he like smiles and laughs and then says something. He's not like having a coherent conversation with anyone.
No, he's out of it. I also love that it's one of those situations where they have like just like a regular guy with the judges. So he's like, that tastes pretty good. And they're like, this strip is shit. This is complete trash and garbage. What are you talking about, you moron? This is awful.
There's no layers to this sauce.
Yeah, he's like, I liked it.
He's like, I don't know, I like it.
Yeah.
And there were other people there too. There was a guy with glasses on the entire time in the room. Didn't take them off.
Didn't take those glasses off. Didn't really get to hear from that person very much.
Oh.
So
they made them wear their like parade outfit.
Yeah.
There's like a woman in like a full like peacock flapper gown crammed into this little booth.
The parade is long over, yet they made them stay in these things. Is embarrassing. Carla, the thing here, Carla's pork is too raw in the center. We hear about that. Everything else, Mike sous vide some chicken and mushrooms with some lobster sauce. They liked it. Tiffany did roasted pork with some dirty rice. Blaze did roasted lamb loin and some turnips. Carla did the fried pork medallion with sweet potato puree, and Antonia did the shrimp and grits,
which she had changed from. I forget what it was originally. It was some kind of
something more refined. I don't remember what it was.
I don't understand why she doesn't just serve the refined thing.
Because Blaze got in her head. So we saw that when they were sitting at the table. He did a little Survivor action where he was like, yeah, well, maybe you should pivot. You got to go with your gut. And then
go with your gut.
Goes to the interview and he's like, she's only good when she prepares for things. She should never go with her gut. Her gut's terrible. Her gut stinks. Very stinky.
Then she said, don't do that. I'm in a bad headspace.
He says, you're in a bad headspace.
At the end of the meal, the judges, again, we talked about it, not really great.
No.
You know,
this was another best of the worst kind of judges table.
Yeah. Everyone's shit the bed.
But Padma and the others are wondering, why did they not perform as well?
It's a real shocker.
I think maybe it's because the challenge was a little bit misleading to them. I think they were thinking they would be in a very upscale environment.
I wonder if the fire spooked them a little bit.
I wonder if the blazing fire is what it spooked them a little bit. The fire when the place burned down. Did that spook them?
Tom's like, didn't spook me. I went back there.
Yeah,
I was ready.
See me back there? I was blood splatter following.
I
shot the fire to death.
I wanted to go in during the fire, but the firemen held me back. Yeah. They were like, "This isn't your place. We need you to come in later. We are too important to go in now in danger."
Ripper's like, maybe it was like the bad parameter of this challenge that you guys did. And Pat's like, no, I think it's the fire.
No, it's the fire.
Pretty sure it's the fire.
Yeah, it's the fire. It's not the game. You can't blame the game. Blame player.
Blame player. No, blame game. The blame game. Judge's table. There's one of these, interspersed scenes about Blaze talking about how nuts are like certain types of music. It's not interesting. Unless you guys want to talk about it.
No, absolutely not.
Yeah, it sucked.
I do agree. They all hate Brazil nuts though.
Mm-hmm.
And I think someone says, I think Carla says, just take that space. And I think Mike's like, you're right. Or I think Mike's like, just take that space. And Carla's like, you're right. They have a nice agreement moment of Brazil nuts being too big.
Too big to go in mixed nuts. Judge's table. Carla goes in very positive in her outlook. That changes very quickly. I think she recognizes after the feedback that she's going home. The problem here is she did try and fix her pork loin, but only certain people got cooked through pork.
Gail.
Others did not.
Gail got a raw pork.
Gail and Tom. And you can't cross them.
No, you gotta
C and G.
You can't do that. I'm sorry. That can't happen. It's Miss Simmons and Mr. Colicchio. You can't do that. I'm sorry.
I'm so sorry, but you can't do that to them. You can't try and kill them this way. Padma asked Blaze what he thought of his dish, and he says he hates everything about himself. He hates that he cooks. He hates what he sees in the mirror every morning when he gets up.
His kid's gonna hate him.
Yeah, he says that everyone here should not eat his food and they should not interact with him because he's a bad person. And he's disgusted with himself.
Is he fishing for compliments or is he having a crisis?
I think he's having a crisis. I think he truly
crisis.
is very stressed.
Yeah,
which is
for
why I've turned the corner on Blaze. He's very endearing in this way.
I don't think he's a hater. I think he's like just very, very upset and stressed out.
Yeah, and he is desperate to win. He wants to win so bad. The winner here, of course, is Mike Isabella. Blaze is also safe, despite his self-sabotage. He can't talk. He tries to talk them out of keeping
He's like,
him.
you hated that shit. Don't send me home. Get me out of here.
I'm a piece of shit. You gotta get rid of me. You can't have pieces of shit like this walking around, bumming everyone out, stinking up the place. They're like, please get out of here. It's down to Carla and Tiffany and Antonio, and our friend, our star, Carla is eliminated. This is incredibly long, by the way.
You want to cut it if you want to?
Carla, please pack your knives and go.
Thank you so much. This has been amazing, and I appreciate it. The judges made the right decision. I didn't have a winning dish. I wanted to go home making a really good dish that I was proud of, and I think that's disappointing.
We could probably cut it there. It's very long. So Carla is in her interview in tears.
Yeah,
and
fully
talking through it.
bawling.
She's great.
Yeah, fantastic. And as we all know, life turns out good for her. She's doing, I don't know, she's very successful. She has multiple TV shows currently.
Great husband.
Yeah, fake husband.
Thank you.
Actor.
Thank you.
Great real life husband.
Yes.
Thank you.
Though he does the thing where he doesn't answer for days at a time, which she doesn't love.
You guys talking about me still?
I don't know anymore.
That's the episode. We are flying into the finale soon after this. And that's it. We
All right.
close the book in another episode.
Well, that is season 8, episode 13. There's one episode left? Or two?
Probably. I don't know.
It's probably
guess is
the
2.
finale, but it might be a 2-part finale.
Okay. Just cook the best meal of your life.
Yeah, I love those finales when they say, your challenge today, you have all the food available to you in the world. Make the best 4-course meal.
Oh, no, wait. They're going conch fishing next week.
Oh, boy.
I watched the preview. They have to get their own conch out of the ocean to make it.
Oh, my God.
Yes.
All right, well, that's it. Until next time, hopefully Top Chef wins an Emmy. Until next time, we're going to pack our knives and go.
This is fun. Absolutely. This is great, guys. You guys got something here. This is fun.
Nice.